Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back here to another weather update, my friend. I hope you guys are doing good. Glad to have y'all here for another update. Dude, the weather has been absolutely crazy lately. We've been seeing tons and tons of weather events, severe thunderstorms, winter weather. We got another wave of winter weather, and this time it's for the south. We definitely need to look out for these areas here. We got a lot of winter storm warnings, a lot of winter weather advisories in effect here. Freezing rain, snow is all expected. So guys, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump on into it and see exactly what we are expecting. Alrighty guys, so take a look here at the radar view. We're actually already starting to see this system unfold across portions here of the Central Plains into the southern Midwest. So we've been seeing a bit of snow out there by OKC, also Tulsa area here in Oklahoma. Right now, as of around 4:30 p.m. Eastern, the snow is located kind of across portions here of south central Missouri, southern Missouri as well, kind of central northern Arkansas. And at the current moment, it is starting to work its way into portions out there by like Tennessee, southern Illinois as well. And it actually looks like we do have a bit of sleet starting to pop up here on the winter radar. Kind of a few sleet showers across like northeast Texas, northern portions here of Louisiana, southern Arkansas, and actually starting to mix in there kind of just south here of Clarksdale. Between Cleveland and Clarksdale, there is that snow to sleet line that is starting to pop off across these regions. Also, I do want to mention we have been watching a lot of snow activity up across the northeast, a lot of snow squalls, reducing visibility. I just wanted to bring that to attention because, it is a pretty big deal out there. So obviously, want to go ahead and put that out there for the precautions, of road travels and stuff like that could be an issue. Anyways, but yeah, so that's what's going on. But the main system, guys, like we were talking about, is starting to unfold across portions here, like I said, of Oklahoma, Kansas, portions of Missouri, Arkansas, portions of Mississippi, Tennessee, working its way out there towards southern Illinois, and also portions of Kentucky. Now, whenever it comes to the timing here of this event here regarding the sleet and the freezing rain and the snow and stuff like that, like I said, starting off here right around 4 p.m. So we track our way down in time here, and as we approach our way towards the evening, that's where everything is going to really start to blow up there, out there by like portions of, eastern Texas. We're going to start to see a bit of sleet, maybe a bit of freezing rain showers, to be popping off across the region. Also for portions out there towards like southern Arkansas, northern portions of Mississippi, maybe even portions out there towards Alabama and northwest Louisiana. Now at this point, as well as we approach around midnight for the Eastern time, we're going to be seeing some pretty hefty snow out there by portions of Tennessee. Like we were looking at the radar just a second ago, the snow is already starting to move into Tennessee here, and we're kind of seeing two waves out of this here. As you can actually see, the first wave, obviously goes through starting now pretty much, and kind of, pushes through into the morning of tomorrow, kind of breaks up a little bit here for like right around 4, 5 a.m. Eastern time. And then another heavy band develops here, cutting straight through areas like Nashville and, Knoxville, Murfreesboro, Cookeville, a lot of those regions there before actually being out of Tennessee by the morning of the 16th. So we're going to see a lot of impacts, not just for Monday, but also into early Tuesday as well. So that's something we'll have to look out there for here overall. Now, we're going to work our way over here to the Mid-Atlantic because this storm is also expected to bring some problems. Now, the first wave isn't going to be anything too significant for portions out there by like Virginia, West Virginia. We could pick up a couple inches in some areas out of the first wave, but the second wave is where it's going to be at in terms of seeing some accumulations out for these regions. You can see West Virginia really getting some heavy accumulations out there, kind of around the evening of the 15th here. Now, this is actually going to be happening earlier, kind of starting here for the early afternoon of the 15th, tracking its way all throughout the day here. Same thing for like northern Virginia out there by D.C. Should be out of D.C. region here, kind of right around the early morning of the 16th. And at that point, this storm system will be tracking its way actually up here to the northeast for places out there by like Pennsylvania, New York, Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine, obviously Massachusetts, Connecticut. Now, the latest from what this model has to suggest here, I've actually noticed this with the last couple of runs of this model, it shows the possibility of actually seeing a bit of a freezing rain sleet mixture potential out there kind of by like northern New Jersey, southern Connecticut, central southern Rhode Island, and the southern kind of southeastern side here of Massachusetts being a possibility. Now, obviously, if this was the case, this would be very, very impactful because, obviously ice is much more impactful than snowfall. Even a little bit of ice can cause some serious disruptions, in which I do expect expect there to be a big problem with that actually down south with this system, kind of in the beginning works overall of this system in general. So, like I said, and this will continue here for basically portions of the 16th. The storm system should be out of the country by the 17th. At this point, the model is over. But yeah, when it comes to it, like I said, pretty impactful system here. Like I said, really starting to pop off now. Here for tomorrow, basically here for Monday, we're going to see a lot of it across like Tennessee, Kentucky, obviously, and then once we work our way into the 16th, it'll be mostly across like the Mid-Atlantic and up into the Northeast overall. Whenever it comes to the warnings and advisories we have out there, my friends, we have a lot of warnings. So the winter storm warnings are across the pink areas here, and the winter weather advisories are across the purple. So basically, as far southwest as these winter storm warnings go, is basically areas out there towards like northeast Texas. Now, this does include areas like Tyler, Texas here. Possibility up to an inch of snow, ice accumulations between 1/10 to 1/4 of an inch. So really heavy impacts. That actually works its way into the Shreveport area here of northwest Louisiana, as we still have more winter storm warnings for pretty much the same thing overall. So this also goes towards Texarkana. We have most of the state of Arkansas in these winter storm warnings, including Little Rock here, where we are seeing a potential of around 2 to 4 inches of snowfall overall for these regions here, as well as wind chills as low as 15 below zero being a possibility. Now, obviously, that's not your real temperature. That's just what the winds are influencing to make it feel like. Still could cause some numerous problems, in terms of frostbite, in terms of hypothermia if you're exposed long enough. So that's definitely a big issue. So try to avoid being outside as much as possible. Try to stay warm, get that fireplace lit if you have one, or crank up the heat. One or the other. Obviously, try to stay warm here. And of course, we work our way into Tennessee as well. A lot more winter storm warnings. Pretty much the entire state has them for the most part. Out there by Memphis, 3 to 5 inches expected. Wind chills, lows 5 below zero. So really cold air still expected for those regions there too. Nashville, we're talking, look at this, 3 to 6 inches for most locations. Locally higher amounts up to 8 inches is possible. So a pretty good amount of snowfall, if you ask me. Knoxville, obviously out there in East Tennessee, 4 to 6 inches with locally higher amounts being possible as well. Now, these winter storm warnings do actually go up there into Mississippi, including the Tupelo region. I learned it's actually Tupelo in my live stream. I had a hard time pronouncing this region, but I finally think I got it down. But Tupelo, 1 to 6 inches is quite a gap, my friends, because we are right on a gradient line where basically you travel to the south of Tupelo, the accumulations drop. You go north of Tupelo, they really increase at over a short distance. So the range is quite a drastic one, just because of the factor that there is still a lot of unknowns with the accumulations out for that area. Now, when it comes to like northern Alabama, we have winter storm warnings out there by like Huntsville, I see Haleyville. We have ourselves, a lot of the main areas out there. Florence, that is under a winter storm warning here. Now, for Huntsville, 2 to 6 inches, not too bad. Also, look at this. Periods of mixed precipitation may occur, so basically sleet, freezing rain could occur as well. Also, when like I was talking about, wind chills as low as 0 could result in hypothermia if precautions are not taken. So like I said, try to limit your exposure to the outdoors as much as possible. We do have a couple winter storm warnings in effect for portions like northwestern Georgia. Also a lot of winter weather advisories for these regions. Now, here, this is actually pretty new. The winter storm warnings go through basically southeastern Kentucky, but they also go through West Virginia now. I think they just might have issued those. I don't remember seeing them anyways in the last update here for portions out there by West Virginia. We have Beckley area here, 3 to 6 inches of snowfall. Obviously, locally higher amounts possible, especially up in those upper elevations. We got a lot of winter weather advisories starting to be pushed their way into portions of Virginia out there by the western side. So overall, like I said, we're starting to get a lot of warnings, a lot of warnings, a lot of advisories being issued. And, once again, like I said, the pink there, that's the winter storm warnings, and the purplish color is your winter weather advisories. Basically, the winter storm warning is saying heavy impacts of winter weather expected, and the advisory is saying that some impacts that could disrupt travel and could cause problems is expected. Alrighty, so when it comes to the overall accumulations here, this is the official forecast here from the National Weather Service regarding our snowfall potential. So we're going to start off here with Arkansas. So we are expecting the heaviest amount of accumulations to be out there in southeastern Arkansas, regarding the entire state alone. Not the overall snow accumulations, but the heaviest in the state of Arkansas will be out there kind of towards the east central side. Pine Bluff, possibly talking, maybe 2 to 4 inches out there. West Helena, maybe up to 4 to 5 inches, could be a possibility. But most of the state out there towards the north and the western side is looking right around maybe 1 to 2 inches. Locally higher being possible. Now we work our way up there towards portions of Mississippi. The snow line is basically, barely, like we were talking about Tupelo a few minutes ago. Like I said, Tupelo is very close to that gradient line to where you could either get a lot or you could either get not much at all. So the line is right there by like Greenwood, let's see, Aberdeen area. Any far south than that, you're not really expecting any accumulations as of now. Like I said, we're still watching the storm and see if it, shifts down, if it shifts up. Overall, this is right around where the line is located. So for northern portions of Mississippi, I mean, honestly, not too bad. Actually, we're talking about 3 to 6 inches here in some regions. Really is a decent amount. I mean, especially for these regions, they hardly see snowfall across some of these regions. We work our way out there towards portions like Alabama. We got ourselves like Huntsville region here, expecting maybe 1-2 inches. Florence, a little more, maybe around 2 to 4 inches being a possibility. The snow line is basically north of Birmingham here, so we're not expecting any snow out there by Birmingham. I hate to tell you guys that if you live in Birmingham. I know it's pretty sad. I know a lot of people are wanting snow down there, but like I said, it's just not going to happen for this one more than likely. For portions out there by Georgia, really not a lot of accumulations. Georgia's really not seeing too much of anything, except for the extreme northwestern side where, a couple of inches could be picked up here overall. But then we work our way out there towards portions like Kansas, maybe up to an inch in the southeastern side. Same thing for portions out there by southern Missouri, maybe 1-2 inches. Not a whole lot. But then we work our way into Tennessee. Now, Tennessee is actually expecting a really good amount. They're actually taking most of the force of the storm here. Memphis talking right around 3 inches. Now, remember, this is the official forecast. This is what I would go off of. So we're talking, the potential out there of maybe 2 to 5 inches by Memphis, locally higher amounts being possible out there. Nashville, we're talking ourselves, like I said, maybe same thing, maybe up to 2 inches or so could be possible. But Knoxville, I think Knoxville is going to come out on top with the heaviest accumulations across portions of Tennessee. Models have been very consistent with that for the last couple of days. It's actually incredible. The models have been, like I said, not just one model, multiple models, and a bunch of those runs have been showing basically Knoxville really getting hit out there. I mean, we're talking at least the potential of 4 to 6, maybe 7 inches at max could be a possibility. And that potential does go into Southwest Virginia too. Kind of out there by the Appalachian Plateau area, possibly 4, maybe 5 inches, up to 6, 7 max could be possible. And as we work our way up there towards portions of West Virginia, for those upper elevations, honestly, we are talking about maybe 3 to 6 inches being a possibility with locally higher amounts possible. We have Northern Virginia out there by like D.C., maybe 1-2 inches expected. Lexington, Kentucky, about 2 inches. Roanoke, about 2 inches expected. Baltimore could see maybe 2, maybe 3 inches could be a possibility. Ignore all those snow squall warnings. That's what I was talking about here a minute ago. We're still seeing some pretty hefty snow squalling overall, or we did earlier. We still have it across the east now. Anyways, for New Jersey, maybe 1, 2, 3 inches. That's how it really is across a lot of the Northeast. Obviously, we get some pretty hefty accumulations out there by like Buffalo. That we've been seeing a lot of lake effect snow across these regions. And what's pretty crazy is the fact that the overall winter storm warnings show about maybe 2 to 3 foot of snow across portions out there by Buffalo is amazing. North of Syracuse there, same thing. I mean, we're talking some heavy lake effect snowfall overall. This is not out of the winter storm that we're talking about. So the snow will continue out there by like Boston areas here, Boston, Massachusetts, like maybe 2 to 4, maybe 5 inches or so could be possible. And that's how it really is across a lot of Vermont, New Hampshire, and Maine as well. We could see some locally higher amounts, maybe 6, maybe 7 inches across some of those regions being a possibility. But overall, like I said, pretty hefty line there, my friends. I mean, this one really digs down deep into the country. So a lot of people who have not seen snowfall in a while, this is your opportunity. And actually, look at this. These are some fresh reports coming in here right around 4:45. This is the current time. Obviously, these are long gone by the time you're watching this. Light sleet snow mixture is beginning. Like the radar was showing, light freezing rain starting to occur. Also, we have ourselves ice accumulations already starting to happen across northeast Texas. So like I said, my friends, the event has already started. The snow is already across portions here of Arkansas, southern Missouri, southern Illinois, Kentucky, Tennessee. It's starting to happen, my friends. So make sure you bundle up, stay warm, be careful, avoid travel. And like I said, you guys definitely do want to prepare for this one because I think this has pretty good potential on it to cause some nasty impacts. Alrighty, guys. So now we're moving on into the temperatures and all of that fun stuff, all that cold air that's coming down here. Now, this is your actual temperatures, by the way, guys. This is not your wind chill. This is your actual temperature outside. So as we approach here, basically, so obviously today's the 14th. We're going to go to tomorrow morning. The coldest time of the day is right around 8 a.m. Per se, and then things start heating up, as you can see there. So we'll go right around 8 a.m. So 8 a.m. tomorrow, it's going to be very, very cold. I mean, seriously cold. Out there by like Kentucky, we're going to see the teens. I mean, anywhere you kind of see this red color, it's going to be relatively in the teens for the most part. Once you start to approach the white, that's where it gets, just slightly below freezing. And once you turn into the blue, that's where you start to get the 30s and the 40s and stuff like that. Now this blue, this is where you approach zero and sub-zero across portions here, basically of the region. So we have ourselves all of this area here. We're basically talking sub-zero temperatures across this entire area, which is absolutely mind-boggling. Really, really crazy there. So obviously you definitely do want to bundle up. And the freezing point really is, like I said, it was pretty much across that that marker there. Right in here. This is kind of right around where that freezing line. I mean, we're going to see it all the way down into near the Gulf Coast, actually past the Gulf Coast in some areas. We're going to get some really, really frigid temperatures out there. So definitely do want to bundle up. And so as we work our way down in time here, so we work our way over here into the 16th, that cold air is going to continue to advance down to the south. For the morning here of the 16th, we're still going to see those negative temperatures across portions like Illinois, Wisconsin, Iowa, Minnesota, North South Dakota, portions here of Nebraska, Kansas, Colorado, Wyoming, and Montana. Really seeing some pretty cold temperatures out there. So like I said, make sure you guys bundle up. Make sure you guys are obviously having your heat turned on, all that stuff, because it is going to be very, very cold, continuing to be very, very cold over the next several days. Alrighty, guys, so the last thing I really wanted to go over here is the Winter Weather Severity Index here. So this is based off of the Weather Prediction Center here overall, regarding and kind of estimating, kind of showing you what kind of impacts we are talking about. So we have a scale from 1 to 5, similar how we have the convective outlooks. Now, level 4 would be across the red. You can actually see the heaviest impacts here, according to the weather or the Winter Severity Index, will be across like northwestern portions of Mississippi, where major impacts is expected. Dangerous or impossible driving conditions. Avoid travel if possible. Widespread closures, disruptions, infrastructure may occur. I think that's going to happen. Also, the majority of the region is in the moderate impact zone here. Hazardous driving conditions, use extra caution while driving. Closures, disruptions to infrastructure may occur. I think that's going to be widespread, and I think we're going to have a lot of power outages as well. I'll keep an eye on the power outages as we go live for updates tonight. We'll be going live late tonight. So basically here for early tomorrow morning, we'll be live for you guys. A lot of minor impacts across portions of the Mid-Atlantic here. We do got a little area here of moderate impacts, which is really interesting for like portions by obviously Baltimore, and we have D.C. included here. So we'll have to keep an eye out there for those regions. It's kind of interesting to see that. Obviously, we actually had Buffalo in the extreme impacts. They did downgrade that to a major impacts, which is a level 4. We had a level 5 out of 5 last time we were checking. Like I said, some serious impacts is definitely expected. And of course, those minor impacts do actually go up across portions here of the coast of New England. Overall, like I said, minor impacts is nothing too serious. Basically, use extra caution while driving. Obviously, there could be some slick spots across, obviously the areas in yellow, but the areas that we really need to be focusing on, obviously, is across the orange, which, like I said, that's the moderate impacts here. That's where we could see some closures. We could have some serious problems traveling, and of course, we have these areas here. Kind of localizing there in the major impact territory, where we could actually be seeing, essentially, some serious impacts, impossible almost driving conditions in some areas. Overall, it's pretty crazy. So once again, everybody, I just want to go ahead and go over this. I wanted to do a quick weather update for you guys. I know this was not really quick. I mean, we're kind of approaching almost 20 minutes, which is pretty crazy. But there's just a lot of stuff I had to cram into a video here to get out to you guys, because I want you guys to be prepared. I want you guys to be up to date and all that stuff. If you guys did enjoy it, consider subscribing, leaving a like, and most importantly, sharing this video with your friends, family. Tell them to subscribe. Like I said, guys, the more that we can distribute this, the more potential lives we could help, and potential lives we could save with the kind of crucial information we have for you guys. So it would be much appreciated. Not only would it help out the channel, but it would also help out other people as well, and it would be much appreciated. But anyways, my friends, well, that's going to go ahead and wrap up the update. I got to get some sleep. I still haven't slept, and it's almost 5 p.m. here, so I got to get some sleep here, guys. I'll be up in the a.m. For some live coverage for you guys. So if you wake up in the middle of the night, more than likely I will be live for this here. So we'll be covering this as it rolls through. But anyways, y'all, you guys have a great day. Be careful out there. Like I said, try to avoid travel if possible across those regions here, especially the moderate and the major impact zones. If you're across those regions, definitely try to avoid travel if possible. All right, y'all, much love to you guys. Please be careful out there, and we'll catch you guys later on with the live coverage.